Hi guys, thanks for joining. How are you? I have a little cough candy, anti-cough candy in my mouth. I'm just gonna go away soon, but I have to eat it. Sorry. Hope everyone had a great weekend. It's Monday. Hi. Let's get going. Let's do some work. Do you guys skip the days on Mondays in regards to our work, or do you center yourself back and remind yourself that this is an identity? It's not just some work that you put aside and you open it up and whenever you want, whenever you have 10 minutes. No. Yeah, you can do the work for 10 minutes as long as your state of mind, you keep it in the same state of mind as you walk through 3D world. Thank you. Reminding yourself that, hey, I can keep my intention and my awareness wherever I want. It's not easy though. It's not easy to keep your awareness in that state of mind that you just entered in the spreadsheet, whatever your today's entry was. I'm loved, I'm wanted, I'm adored. Can you keep your state of awareness as things kind of happen around you? Challenging, isn't it? Hi, Yasmin. Yeah, I haven't seen you on a live. I haven't seen a few people, but I just figured, you know what? The wheels keep on turning, right? Maybe you moved on to something else. But, you know, pretty much everyone who's done my challenge has had major internal shifts and results. Remember, I've done a video on planting, nurturing, and harvesting, which I'm still thinking about, right? Because I think a lot of us are having this problem that we really don't know which season we're in. And if you're planting, if you've been doing the work for 2 days, 30 days, 60 days, you might still be planting, right? Because remember, for 30 years, or 40 years, or 50 years, you've been doing the opposite. You've been planting something else. So whatever you're harvesting today, the current time, is based on the past. I think if you remember this one thing about manifestation, you'll have no problem keeping your faith, right? Because you'll have like zero problems when you're understanding that today is not what you put in the spreadsheet yesterday. I get emails, I've started 9 days ago, I don't yet see results. Yeah, because for 28 years you've been doing the opposite. Keep doing the work. You're in the planting season, you're not in the harvesting season. Don't listen to anyone who tells you this is going to be easy. Daily attention, daily intention. I should make that my motto, you know? Daily attention, daily intention. Makes sense. All right, so I told you guys last week that, so my lives were Monday at 12, Tuesday and Thursdays at 7 p.m. And I said I'm going to pull one of the lives and move it to my Facebook group. So tomorrow there will be no live. The next live on TikTok will be Thursday at 7 p.m. Then I asked my Facebook group, I said, when do you guys prefer? I gave them two options for times for the Facebook live. I'm going to do that bi-weekly, and I'm going to take up more personal questions just to help the screens on a more personal level. It will not be posted anywhere after because I want to keep confidentiality for the group. Anyways, it seems like it was going to be Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but the poll is still going. So we'll see, we see what happens. Let's see the poll. Okay, I'm gonna spit this this candy. I'm sorry, I just can't, my flow of speaking is not the same with it. Excuse me, I needed it for my throat, but I just ditched it. All right. Maha says, I'm trying to manifest a partner. Everyone says my standards are too high to be true. What's Maha's mistake? Any of my people, like on the group? What's Maha's mistake here? Maha, you shouldn't be telling anyone what your standards are. You shouldn't really even be telling, not even listening to others. You shouldn't be telling anyone what your standards are. When you go there in your dating life, you're just going to assess for me, not for me. For me, not for me. And place your investment accordingly. Do not tell your mom. Do not tell your best friend. What happens is when you build up this idea of the man that you want, and this idea of the version of you who's deserving of that man. Just don't forget, you can't just, see your self-worth as, I'm a cheater, I'm lazy, I don't really want to do much, but I want this ideal man who pampers me and who does everything. No, it's not going to be a match. So as you have this idea of you very valuable to this man very valuable to you, right? This is sort of like a creation. You're creating this. You're not going to share something that's not realized yet, because people are going to piss on it. Okay, they're going to piss on it and it's going to dissipate. What need do you have to tell your mom, to tell your best friend, build it in your mind, build it with the work that we do, build it on the spreadsheet, build it and just keep it inside your heart, right? Remember, you visualize, you speak, and you feel, and this is how you bring anything forward. But if you talk to other people, by the way, guys, every time you catch yourself gossiping is a colossal waste of energy. It will dissipate a lot of the good energy, the focus energy that you have. Stay as far away from gossip as possible. Let's see. I'm gonna get to some questions because I know I have a lot of questions, but I want to finish sort of what I wanted to talk about, and it's not going to be long today, and because I wanted to take some questions. If you guys, I have per week, I dedicate three appointments for the people who want to talk to me on Zoom. I can't do any more, so they're on my bio if you want to talk to me, because the other days I work with other people, so I can't. I just had to take it off the calendar. But I'll leave 2 or 3 for anybody who has any urgent needs. So that's scammers. I never contact you. I never offer you anything. If you need to speak with me, you're the one who has to come to me. I only have one product. It's linked on my website. I hope everybody does it because it's been of high benefit to everybody who did it. So I wanted to tell you guys. All right. So I've allowed in the Facebook group, I approve every post, right? Because I want to make sure it adds value to others. In our Facebook group, we don't go emotional. We don't post random things. We don't post quotes or other people's, thoughts or whatever they put out there. We really just post things that are pertinent to the 60-day challenge, to the group energy, to our success story, to our manifestations. But I do allow posts about dreams if there's something that the others can learn from it. So in my 60-day challenge, I have a tab that's called dreams, and there's a reason for this, right? You guys have to record your dreams while you're doing your affirmations and your manifestation challenge. Your dreams will bring out from your subconscious everything that is against whatever it is you're writing down. Let me say that again. So the first step will be you'll start to remember your dreams, right? Because a lot of people don't remember their dreams. But I would say the majority of people doing this work do remember their dreams. So the first thing that's going to hit them is some major hurtful dreams. Be prepared for it and just understand that it's supposed to happen. Your subconscious starts off by giving you exactly the input. It's saying, you're saying you're beautiful and wonderful and loved and adored, but I'm gonna remind you of every time you told me the opposite. When did you tell it the opposite? Well, every single time you had a life experience that you internalized emotionally, you internalized that experience, and that experience turned into one of your paradigms in your head. Right? So one of the paradigms in your head is that I wasn't chosen 3 times, 3 people ghosted me, and it's in there. So now if I'm going to say I'm always chosen, I'm always loved, I'm always, boom, there'll be a dream. There'll be a dream. So just associate your dreams. For the first part of this challenge, do not be surprised if they're dreams like this. Wake up and be like, yeah, there was a time when I felt unchosen. Yeah, there was a time when, I really felt scared that he'd cheat on me. Yeah, there was a time, and I'm documenting that. But yeah, I'm giving you a different instruction now. So you gotta assimilate it because you're neutral. You gotta assimilate this, okay? And a queen says, I just want to read one message. I think I'm only going to read one for today because we've been reading emails a lot lately, but I want to get to other stuff as well. So, where is it? Where is it? All right. She says, I feel a bit broken down. Things have started to crumble. I've cut off the SP and other friends that didn't serve me as well. And it hurts. I'm kind of in a state where nothing feels fun and I want to cry. It's mainly SP driven. I've done a lot of changes in my life during the last year. Got divorced, I moved, and SP triggered a lot of those things. The SP is not the ex-husband. I now needed to cut the SP off because I'm now in a new state of mind and in a new physical state of reality where I am single and I demand to be a priority and everything. I also knew that what his reaction would be, calling me a drama queen and telling me that the whole world doesn't revolve around me. And then silence. I know I needed to get through this. Otherwise, my business has been going super. I started my own company. I got a corporate position. She mentioned to the group she got a corporate position. And she's saying thanks for the affirmations and everything. Hope the personal life catches up soon. So look, this is the same queen who's having dreams. Like we're all having like this kind of dreams. Here's what I want to say. All the structures that haven't served you when you're doing this work will crumble. And the first area of your life that will manifest properly will be the area of your life where you have the least resistance. For most women, that actually happens to be their career. And so we've actually had a lot of people in this group saying, my business has grown, I'm getting more and more clients, somebody said I'm taking a break from Instagram and social media, but my clients came with me and they were like, where are you? We still want to work with you. So the career usually has the least amount of problems. Then comes the body. The body follows eventually, right? You start to lose weight, you start to see yourself younger looking, you start to see yourself, it happens, right? But then there's this thing with the SP. And I think I need to talk about the SP a lot in my lives because so many queens are struggling with this concept. The concept is this. The SP has been front and center in your mind, in your vision, in your speech, and in your heart. Unfortunately, all of these things have been negative, right? And unfortunately, the way it has worked is you have placed the SP somewhere on such a pedestal. I know they say that, everybody says that, but I want to explain to you what that is. On such a pedestal that you don't know, you wake up and you don't know what kind of day you're gonna have. Why? Because you haven't checked your messages to see what the SP is saying. You haven't checked your messages to see, has he texted you? Has he responded to you? You're going to decide if you have a good day or a bad day. Well, obviously, it's dependent on what he does. Obviously, how are you going to decide for yourself what kind of day you're going to have when you haven't had this external input yet? The external input from God, the SP. Who have you made this person to be? How can you come here and be like, oh, I can manifest. How can you manifest what? You don't know. Guys, please don't call me. I don't take calls during my lives. You don't know what your emotional vibration is now dependent. That's what I told you. Just block them. Just freaking block them. Because you can't. That way you don't expect a text from them, right? So that way you can actually wake up and decide, don't worry, he knows where you live. He'll find you. He'll send you an email. He'll find you somehow. Guaranteed. I guarantee. How I guarantee? I've done it. I know. Okay? But it's not going to work as long as you wait up on him to make you feel a certain way. And then from that state of feeling, you create reality. So because usually the SP is an ex-boyfriend who doesn't want you, every day you have a bad day. Because every day you haven't manifested him yet. And the absence of him is dictating exactly how you feel. And I'm going to say this on every freaking live. All right, where were we? Let's take some questions before I move on to the next one. I've missed so much. Okay. My moderator is obviously not on, so I have to block my own spammers. Step-by-step weight loss advice. Yes, I have a playlist that's called Manifest Body. And what I suggested there is you set your weight to a certain weight that you want to be at. And then you take incremental, like, so for example, if you have 100 pounds to lose, right? Don't set yourself your weight 100 pounds less. Do it step by step, but at every step you set it. You say, you know, like if you're 200 and you want to be 100, you're going to be, I'm 180 now. I'm 180 now. Right? But I'm guiding you on this video sort of step by step on how to do it. If you need more help, you can talk to me outside of this live. How can I push myself out of the feelings of I can't? Depends what you feel that you can't. You can't manifest, or you can't what? Believe and know your standards are not impossible, and you will have that partner. You will have any partner you want. Again, as I started this life, I said, do not share your vision for that partner. This should be super, super private work between you and your journal, you and your thoughts, you and your vision, you and your speech when you talk to yourself, and the feeling inside of you that's generated by the way this person makes you feel in their ideal version. Can me and my boyfriend collect the money together for 60-day challenge? Because yeah, you can share it with your spouse. I wouldn't be able to prevent you from sharing with your spouse. Don't share it for commercial purposes, obviously. Listen, guys, I really never worry about anyone taking something from me, because it's don't do it. It's not going to be good. All right. Is it true that manifesting an SP back is one of the easiest manifestations? Yes, if you do it like spell work, then it's one of your easiest manifestations. They will come back and then they will leave again. Why don't you try it? Use one of those methods. I don't know, whisper, honey methods. Just do it. They'll come back. They come back right away, and then you have the same results. Can me and my boyfriend? Oh yeah, we talked about this. Can I manifest a new eye color? You can manifest slight differences in eye color, and I'm going to tell you that all the body changes you want to manifest have to fit within the collective consciousness. What does that mean? Well, the collective consciousness accepts that anybody of any weight can become a completely different weight. So if you're 300 pounds, you want to be 100, no problem. Now, the collective consciousness cannot accept that somebody with brown eyes can all of a sudden have blue eyes, right? So anybody who's manifested any eye color changes has been a slight eye color change that maybe they see in themselves a lot more than the rest of the world. So the least that you've been observed in terms of what you look like, the bigger the changes you can affect. The more you have been observed, if people have studied you, if your parents have studied every mole of your body, if you grew up like this or in the limelight, you're famous, you're on TikTok, it will be very, very difficult, right? To effectuate a change that other people, unless you do it with plastic surgery or something like that. Okay. Very motivating. Oh, you're welcome. Mona, when you get to more people and your seminars all around the world, will you remember us? Not only will I remember you, I will send you, like, the most active people, the people who are in my Facebook group now, I'll send you guys tickets to my seminars to come. Not travel expenses, but I'll send tickets to everybody who wants to come, who's on my Facebook group now. Because these are some dedicated queens. Okay, Logan, you'll be one of them. I was thinking about this work, and I was thinking how much is needed in the world, and how much, women motivating women to change their mindsets, and women who actually have stories, who have done it and have been able to translate internal changes into 3D, and how important that is to communicate to the world, how inspiring that is for other people. And all people need is that mustard seed of faith. Be like, yeah, if it happened to that person, I can do it as well. But the key will be repetition. This is why I even created this little program. You know what I mean? It's all about Repeat the same thing. Invest in yourself every day for 60 days. See what happens. Pretty much everybody continues the challenge after 60 days. It's beautiful. And it's very inspiring for me to see that, right? Nobody kind of wraps it up and be like, yeah, this didn't work. Or, you know, yeah, I got my car, so now I'm putting it aside. Somebody sent me a coffee last week because I got a new car. A sort of result of just affirming and, you know, and then I was like, yeah, are you continuing? She's like, oh, obviously I have other goals now. I'm just going to continue doing this. Nobody's done it 60 days. All right. Did I block this guy? Okay, I did block him. All right. Where was I? We read this, no? I want to see if I'm missing anything. Thanks for talking about the SB. Boom. Yes, it's a lifestyle. Yeah, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. Think about how much time and energy you give your friends, your parents, your children, your spouse, your employer. And, you know, then think about how much time you're giving yourself. Economic crisis. Is it possible to manifest an economic crisis to go away? You understand that the economic crisis doesn't affect all people, right? You do understand that, and that some people thrive in an economic crisis. You just, they want as many people as possible to identify with the economic crisis. Once it's become a part of your identity, it's there. It's there. So the way to manifest an economic crisis to go away is enough people who hold it in 3D reality with their attention and focus on it to just drop it from their awareness. That's the way to change anything in the world, really. And, you know, people have done it. You know, people effectuated that in the world. You know, like if you think about some important people in the world from the past, they've effectuated this by keeping the focus on the opposite. So keeping the focus on wealth, keeping the focus on increase, keeping the focus, you know, and never being distracted by 3D. Like I said, this is not easy work, right? Every time, like if I ask you right now, what's in your mind? What's your attention on? Even as I'm speaking, are you paying attention word per word what I'm saying? Or is your attention in your mind? You've already created another scenario. You're daydreaming as I'm speaking. You're daydreaming of a scenario right now, and it's probably negative, right? Does the subconscious understand what we mean when we're doing affirmations? It only understands if it's, so let's go back to the subconscious. The subconscious has a set of paradigms that it's operating from. So any new affirmation that you are trying to put in there is going to hit this collection. Think of it as a circular collection of everything you think about yourself and your identity, the way the world works, the way men are, the way economy works, the way, so any new thought, affirmation is going to hit the circle. Whether it has the ability to penetrate this circle and circulate in there and create more of itself will have to do with what's already in the circle. This is, I'm not sure if you're on the live from the beginning, but what I told you guys is that the moment you start this work, you started your affirmation, your subconscious will show you the opposite. And it will show you the opposite because it's very likely in your paradigm, you have the opposite. You have the opposite of what you're affirming. It's already written in your subconscious, the opposite. And it will show you that in both dreams and also in your 3D happenings. So your existing structures will most likely crumble. Friendships will not be the same. The relationship that's not for you will start falling apart, obviously, as you're affirming that you're loved and protected and provided for, and you've been on a 50-50 situationship with this dude, that's going to fall apart, right? And so the subconscious will show you the opposite. So when you're saying that your subconscious understands, it understands that it's something that's not contained in the circle and is now going to be like, no, That's not who you are, but you're going to insist. You're going to insist and persist and repeat, because guess what? What's in the circle is everything that you repeated to yourself, either you personally or what your mom told you over and over again. Money doesn't grow on trees. Every day, stop spending money. You can't have everything in life. No. If you're going to be successful in your career, your love life will suffer. You can't have everything. You can't. You have to be reasonable. You can't. You're so stubborn. You're so stubborn. Now new ideas can't go in because, your subconscious knows you're stubborn. You heard that for 25 years. Get it? It's very complex. The mind is very complex. This is daily work. This has happened to me. I started affirming weight loss. I gained 40 pounds. Never affirm weight loss. Weight loss tells your body there's something wrong with you. It's like you're looking at your body and you're saying, you're fat, body. And the body says, yes, I am. And it starts gaining weight, right? Because the answer is always yes. Can you say God is sending, God has sent? Absolutely. This is not anti-religion, guys. This fits in with any idea of the world that you have, right? The only thing it doesn't fit with is the idea of an anthropomorphized God, the God that's like a human, the God that punishes, the God that hates, the God that, it doesn't fit with that. But, it fits with any benevolent God or gods. It fits with any creation of the universe story. It fits with, it's not in conflict. Mm-hmm. You're very welcome. Can you say I release the weight that doesn't serve me? No, I wouldn't do it that way. I would keep insisting. I am 126.6 pounds. If you guys don't know me, I set my weight to 126.6. I post on my Facebook group about once a month, the same weight, because I don't want people to think that, that's a one-time happening. I've been this weight since May 2022. I wasn't far off from that, but I didn't like my weight to fluctuate. And I just said it. I didn't tell my body has extra weight. I don't accept any other weight when I get on the scale. Even if it's less than that, I don't accept it. I just step right back, but I don't weigh myself more than like once every 8-9 days, not even once a week. You can't be obsessive about it, right? What was the hardest thing to manifest in your journey? Too personal. I've got the 4 areas that I'm describing in the in my 60-day challenge. I've got those covered for myself, which is evident in all my videos. But like we're all working on something all the time. Let's see. By the way, for every person, whatever is the hardest thing to manifest, like I said, is whatever they have the most limiting blocks, right? Limiting beliefs. But it's not always super easy to identify limiting beliefs. Like the money thing, it's maybe easier, like, okay, yeah, I can make a list of everything I heard about money and now write the opposite and write the opposite and write the opposite and write the opposite and convince myself, right? But some limiting beliefs are not obvious. And so when you're stuck in manifesting something specific that you want, you always have to stop and be like, this should have happened by now. What's in the way? Right? So that point where you gave it a reasonable time, like let's say you want to get married and you have a reasonable time frame. I'm going to be engaged in 18 months. Okay? It hasn't happened in 18 months. It hasn't happened in 2 years, and it's now been 3 years. That's not reasonable. The universe should have already responded. Now it's like, okay, forget my affirmations that I'm married, that I'm wanted, there's something there. There's something there that's blocking this from going inside my paradigm, because people get married every day. People heavier than you, people shorter than you, people dumber than you. You know for a fact, people like that are starting families. So why not you? And so self-reflection and understanding, once I gave something a reasonable amount of time, why hasn't it come to pass? It's very important. It's something there that's blocking it. Can I manifest for my friend who has a serious sickness to be healthy? Queen, if you're a manifester already and you know what you're doing, I wouldn't get involved with manifesting other people in terms of the health is a major thing, right? This is why people pray for others to get better. But for you to take on the task to make her healthy, most people, I'm going to say you, most people do not have the ability to focus and concentrate their intention and their attention as much as is required in proportion to this sickness. So if it doesn't work, like it might work in the reverse. Get it? So my suggestion is, if you want to manifest for your friend to, get a text from a guy, this is something fun I can try to manifest for her. But, if your friend has cancer and you're trying to manifest her healthy, I would say do not take on this task of manifesting her health. For these reasons, you understand? I hope you understand my meaning. How do you get over checking 3D for results? It's honestly, self-discipline is, people are like, oh yeah, I can control myself. No, you can't. You can't. Your focus and attention are at an all-time low. I'm talking about most people in general these days because we're so distracted with everything. For you to think, yeah, I'm gonna not block this girl that my SP is seeing, but I'm just not gonna check her account. You're gonna check her account. Get it? You're gonna check your account once you apply for government grant. You're gonna check every day if you got it. You're gonna check, right? So the easiest thing, if you're talking about people, or it would be to just block them, okay, and to work on the version of you that has whatever she wants. And this is a good segue into what I wanted to say. I got an email from a queen this weekend. I'm not going to read it, but it went along the lines of, she's, I don't know, day 9 or 10 in the challenge. And she messaged her SP something about someone in his family was sick. And she said, I hope they get better. And he never responded to her. And 3 days later, he just brushed her off. So number one, you can never contact these people that you have this emotional commitment, emotional investment, you can never contact them while you're doing this work. I thought this was obvious from the way we're doing the work, but I'm repeating it now just in case it's not obvious. And then I told her, because she was crying and she was like really heartbroken. And what I told her is this. I said, look, you have to decide right now if you're more important than him. Because this work only works if you're more important than honestly every single person that ever existed in your life or in history. It only works that way. If you can place yourself, and when I say more important, is more important for your focus, right? Who you spend your energy, attention, and intention. Is it on her, on this woman? Or is it on the SP? Is it your children? Is it your husband? Is it whoever it is, right? Your job? It has to be on you, right? And then I told her, if I told you that 6 months from now, you're going to be crazy in love with a guy who's crazy in love with you, and he can provide things for you that you would need out of a spouse, would you be okay with that? But it's not him. It's not your SP. So if I or anyone else could guarantee that 6 months from now, you're in love with a man who's crazy in love with you, who can give you the world, right? You adore him, he adores you, but it's not your SP. And today you're crying and you're heartbroken about your SP. Do this mental exercise, okay? People with SPs. It's 6 months from now, you're so crazy in love. He's so crazy. It's just not him. Would you accept that as a successful manifestation? So I'm curious, right? And if your answer is no, then you're not putting yourself at the front and you're not invested in your well-being. You understand? Like, this is deep. This is deep. That just means you're obsessed with an object, the object you've made the SP, this object that you must have. You're not really looking for love. You're not really looking to contribute. You want to bend another's will. So I told you guys my SP stories. If you want to watch it, it's somewhere on YouTube from a live in July. When the relationship wasn't returning to me what I wanted, what I realized is that the love that I had for him made me say, I love this man enough that I want him to have whatever he wants to have for himself in his life. You understand? Like, that's what love is. Love is not like making him obsessed with me. Love is like, it's his right to live his life any way he wants. It just doesn't really fit in how I would see my spouse acting. Therefore, only logical conclusion, I have to let him go. Right? But you have to let him go completely. Why? Because you love him. Because you recognize his right not to want this, whatever it is you want. That's his right. Get it? And I knew for a fact in that moment, it was August 2022. I knew for a fact in that moment and over the next couple of weeks, I'm like, within a year, I will be engaged to the man I adore who adores me back. And I didn't conceive like what this man would look like, but I knew that if I adore him and I'm attracted to him and I'm, have this feeling he's able to fit into my mold of what I want my life to be, then that's a massive success story. That's what I want for myself. And that's exactly what happened. Now it happened to be with him because after 4 months of not talking and me never focusing on him, me just wanting the best for him, voila. But you cannot fake it. You cannot say, Mona said, so I'm going to block him for 4 months and then he's going to come, but then, it's me and him in the future. No, you will be with a man who adores you. I was willing to accept any man that I adore, right? If I adore him, he's obviously amazing. No? Logically. Stop objectifying this man. Stop making them as possessions you must have. They are not Leonardo da Vinci paintings. Okay? They're just people with their own wants and needs. You love them. You love them so much you cry a whole night for them. Love them enough to let them have whatever they want. Love yourself enough to give yourself permission that whatever you want can be returned in another vehicle. Are you with me? Where was I? Change it. What shows up in our dream is what we really believe deep down. Yes. I deleted my Instagram so I don't have to check anyone or anything from my SP. Perfect. Get goosebumps. Yes. When an idea resonates with you, you will get goosebumps. I had no idea. Good thing I didn't text happy birthday. He didn't deserve. Do not text him. Oh my God. I would be okay if it's not my SP. Finally, someone. My problem with staying with anyone. What's the problem? Would accept that wholeheartedly. Wow, that's deep. Okay, my SP is my twin flame. There's no such thing. If I'm manifesting listen, my mother is my twin flame, and you can say that about anyone. My child is my twin flame, you don't know. It's like two souls, right? Like you're a lot alike. Doesn't mean it's your twin flame. Doesn't mean you only have one. Can marry my mother. I'm manifesting my marriage. He has to treat me like a princess. He is treating me like a princess. Change it to that. I'm in Honduras. Same process to manifest. Yes, it doesn't have to do with where you are. So if I want to quit my job, but I'm afraid to struggle for money. If I knew in 6 months I'll be okay, I would quit tomorrow. What do I do then? Oh my God. Logan, do you know my job story from 2014? So basically, I hated my job. I had a corporate job. It was paying well, but I was working like a dog, and it was just like the corporate culture was getting to me. And I was like, if I would just get like $50,000 in cash, you know, I had this idea to start a business in 3D, and, you know, I would immediately start working on this business, quit this job, and this money would carry me through while my business will pick up. Right? So, but this was my thing. I'm manifesting, you know, like this 50,000. And then within like, I would say like 4 months after that, after having this idea and dwelling on this idea of how I needed this $50,000, my corporate job, the company lost several accounts. So a lot of people were let go. I was director level. I was one of those people. So my package came to exactly like the net pay came to $52,000. Okay. Now, if you have something in mind that you want to do, now here's what worked. I kept my focus on what I wanted to do. Okay. Because I told you the universe doesn't actually understand money. The money it understood in the context of I need this 4 months cover or whatever covered, 6 months covered while I'm doing my business. Now, if I had taken the money and the next day applied for other jobs, I would have spent the money, lost the money. And, you know, the corporate job probably would have been even worse. Okay. Because that's what happens when you say one thing, but you do another. So it's very important. When I got my 50,000, I did exactly what I intended to do with it, which I did, and it worked, right? But do not be like, oh, now I got 50,000. Forget that plan, because now I can, you know, have another job in a month, and then I can pocket the other, you know, 40,000 or 45,000. So when you say, I want to quit my job, I'm afraid, you know, something will happen that will lead you to a different opportunity. Don't say, I want to quit my job. The idea is you want to do something else. What is it you want to do? Keep your focus there. Let's see. What time frame should we give our money manifestation? Depending how you're making it. Depending, I told you guys not to manifest amounts of money. Crazy how you said about dreams, your subconscious will show you the opposite. Yeah. Oh, you did not text. Yeah. I crack you up. Do you think inner childhood work is necessary for manifesting? Well, it's necessary is that you understand your limiting beliefs. If that's what you mean by inner childhood work, then yes. Okay. Just understand that as things happen, like as you're doing this work, okay, what happens is new and unknown situations will present to you, right? Because that's the path to what it is you want. You don't know the how it's going to happen. Now, as these new situations present themselves to you, your biggest block will be the fact that you'll want to revert back to the person that you are. Because when you're facing an unknown situation, what your ego and conscious mind wants to do is go to safety. Right? So you will react in the same way that you did. So this is why a lot of people who are meeting a better person than, you know, their ex, right, would start treating this person, would start making the same mistake in their relationships, because this is unknown, it's unfamiliar, right? And then from here, they're like, okay, let's go back to my familiar self. My family. And you might do this with a business opportunity. You might do this with anything that you're trying to manifest. Just remember, you have to embrace the unknown and be a better version of yourself for it. Okay. 2 things are required. Do not have fear and be a better version of yourself, preferably every day. This should be for everyone, not people trying to manifest. Everyone, we're meant to evolve, right? Day by day. Like, I want to be better. What have I done yesterday that today, in retrospect, I could have done better? This question should always be in your mind. What in this situation could I have done better? So we shouldn't even text happy birthday. I have no expectations. Why would you text happy birthday? It depends like who your SP is, right? If your SP is a work colleague that you're just chatting with and he knows that you know it's his birthday, then obviously you should text him happy birthday. So, you know, when I say SP, I kind of tend to think ex-boyfriend, because that's like most people's situation. If it's an ex-boyfriend, if it's anyone that you went on even one date with, you should not text them. Are you guys okay with that, right? Because I know some SPs are not ex-boyfriends. Why do you want to text them? Oh yeah, I never text anyone in my life. Why you want to text them? Why you, as the woman, want to text the man? I'm waiting. Why you, as women, are following up with men? Do you think they don't know what they want? And you, by sending them a message, you're alerting them to your existence, and maybe then they want you? They know what they want. I'm wondering, like, what is it? I'm here! How's your day? Good morning. It doesn't make any sense, guys. Doesn't make any sense. Okay. One other thing I wanted to talk about is I watched, do you guys know those shows that, you know, they're like, they put tidbits in TikToks, and, you know, it's a bunch of men and they have some women, and then they make women look bad on their shows. You know, they're like talking about the masculine, or, you know, and then how women have unrealistic expectations. They'll be like, what do you rate yourself? Are you a 10? What do you rate yourself out of 10? Things like this. By the way, you should never answer that question ever, because the question is inappropriate. It's automatically putting you in a point of comparison and competition. You don't compete, you create. So that's just an aside. But you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, there's quite a few. Okay, anyways. I want to give you an example on how, if you watch things like this, the paradigms in your head will reinforce stereotypes that will hinder you from, like, if you're a single woman, okay? They're very, very damaging, okay? And I want to tell you how it unfolds. So this clip, there's two guys, and they're very smart guys, you know, they know how to talk. They have this woman on the show, and of course they never bring a woman who's really good at math or anything. They say, what kind of guy are you looking for? And she says, well, I want somebody between 35 and 45 who makes over 100,000. And the guy's like, oh, you want a lot. So also, I'm assuming he has to be over 5'10", right? And she's like, well, yeah, obviously. And then they said, well, what do you think the percentage of men who fit this criteria? They're over 5'10", they're 100 grand and up, and they're between 35 and 45. And like I said, they picked this women who are not very good at math just to humiliate all women. And she says like 40%. Now, obviously it's not 40%, because, you know, they're just between 35 and 45. So it can't be that. And then they look at her, they're like, it's 1%. And she's like, you know, and then, you know, that the whole clip stands about how deluded women are. Okay, let's say I was on that show, right? And he tells me, I'd say the same thing. Let's say 35 to 45, over 100 grand, 5'10" and up. And he says it's 1%. So I'm like, okay, so how many men do I have to work with here? Right? 150 million men is more than that in the US. Okay, let's say I'm in the US. What's 1%? 1.5 million. You're telling me 1.5 million men in the US are between 35 and 45, make over 100 grand, and are 6 feet or over. Okay. Out of 1.5, I'm going to assume what? 30% are single. So now I have 500,000 men. And even if I divide 500,000 men evenly across 50 states, that means there's like, in my state alone, there's got to be 10,000 men. 10,000 men in my state that fit my criteria. Right? 10,000 men in a state. And obviously, if I'm a more populated state, then there will be more. And that's a lot of men. Let's assume half of them are on dating apps. Out of those single men, 5,000 men. Out of 5,000 men, then 10% are going to like me. 500 men. I don't even have time to go through 500 men who would be more than happy to be with me, who are between 35 and 45, get it, who make 100 grand, who, you know, 500 men. And I'm saying the small percentage of the single men who live near me, who would like me immediately. Okay, I said 10%. I'm being conservative. I'm being conservative, right? But what's the difference in thinking? Okay, with the shows. If you're watching this from a perspective of not thinking the way I just broke it down, you can be like, there's only 1% of men that fit that. My God, that means like 99%, I'm going to fail. Right? 99%, I'm going to fail. Because there's only 1% of men. So what my chance of getting it? The chance is extremely high. If you're out there, if you're single, if you're doing the process correctly, if you're not wasting time, investing emotions, talking to somebody online for 2-3 weeks just to find out they're 20 years older, they're 5'2" instead of 5'10", they, drive a broken down old car when they told you they make over 100 grand. You know what? If you do the process correctly, you have every chance. There's more men that you can handle. Watch my videos on the process. I posted one on online dating process on Insta. Everyone should watch that, okay? 20-minute coffee to meet right away. No emotional investment. That's just to see if you want to go on a date. Keep your value high. Your value is like, you don't need a free meal. My God, I don't even like to eat. You don't need a free meal. I don't have time for 3-hour meals. Okay? I'm going to meet you for coffee to see if you fit your profile. No, not for you to see me. Me, this high value woman, I need to check if you fit your profile. And then at the end, you may ask me out and I may say yes or no, That's the approach. That's the approach. I have to talk more about dating because I think women do need more empowerment in this area. Then you never get hurt, right? It's just a numbers game. I can have 40 coffees in a year. I can have a 20-minute coffee with anyone. What's the big deal? The way I talk to you, I talk to the other person, see if they're smart, If they're not, bye. If they're 5'2", bye. If they stink, if they smell like cigarette smoke, bye. It's not a big deal. It's just next. It's a numbers game. It's not like, we talked for 3 weeks and, I was really liking him. Now I call a friend. Oh my God, what a terrible time. And then he asked me to pay 50% for dinner. And, he was awful. And he was only talking about his ex. I could never be in those situations because I'm doing the process correctly. You should never put yourself in that situation. That's it. I'm going to end it here. Okay. I am going to post that. Thank you. I'm going to talk about money on a separate video. Mona, do you know about Dolores Cannon and Bashar? Yes. Thank you. Okay. Such valuable content. My boyfriend texts his ex. He should not be your boyfriend if he texts his ex. Right? Why is he your boyfriend? It's not about him, right? Why are you placing your value to the point where you would have to accept something like that? Anna, do my 60-day challenge and put him on block and delete. Let's put our hands together for the I am a winner. One breath. I am a winner. 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 I am a winner.